St. Francis School of Law has a large focus on providing students with opportunities to learn and practice forms of writing that they will encounter when taking the first-year law school examination or the state bar examination, as well as forms that are commonly encountered in the practice of law. Here are the objectives for this presentation. Users will learn different submission methods used for turning in writing assignments at St. Francis School of Law, how to access the submitted assignments for grading, how to access the clickable rubrics used to grade the submitted assignments, how to use the rubric to grade the assignment and provide feedback, and what are the best practices for providing feedback to a student. St. Francis School of Law instructs students on how to use the IRAC writing model to compose responses to the case studies that are provided. It is important that as the instructor is grading the written assignments, you provide feedback and guidance not only on the appropriateness of the response, but also on the application of the IRAC model. If you are unfamiliar with the IRAC writing model, please use the included hyperlink to access a description of it provided by the Texas Southern University School of Law. If you need further assistance, please contact the Dean of St. Francis School of Law. There are 3 different methods that students will use for submitting written assignments using the Blackboard LMS: the discussion board, quiz text, and the assignment links. The method used depends on the course and the type of assignment. Instructions for how to submit the assignment is included with each assignment description in the course, so both students and the instructor are told how and where to submit the assignments. Each assignment is graded with an associated rubric that has been created in a clickable format and is completed in Blackboard alongside the assignment. The rubric is visible to the instructor and the student, so it can be reviewed prior to completing the assignment. Instructors should encourage students to become familiar with the criteria listed on the rubric that will be used to grade the assignment prior to completing and submitting the assignment. The discussion board is generally used for submitting responses to weekly case studies used to apply course content. The benefit of using the discussion board is that other students in the class can read and comment on each other's responses. This helps to create a social learning environment. Please use the hyperlink below to view a video tutorial on grading writing assignments that are submitted through the discussion board. Assessment links are used for completing timed writing assignments. It is important that students learn to read, plan, and write in a quality manner when under the pressure of a limited allotment of time, because these will be the conditions that students will encounter when taking the Baby Bar examination or the California State Bar examination. Please use the hyperlink below to view a video tutorial on grading writing assignments that are submitted through quiz test links. These links are used to submit skills assignments in upper-level courses. Skills assignments focus on the professional skills that students must have when they enter into the field. These skills may range from how to draft specific sorts of documents, such as a memo, in a way that meets professional standards or expectations. Or the skills may be how to appropriately respond to a client's request. Either way, the student's responses will be submitted in written format. Please use the hyperlink below to view a video tutorial on grading and writing assignments that are submitted through an assignment link. Quality feedback on work is the most important component of a student's education. It is important that you become familiar with the standards of practice for providing feedback on writing assignments expected at St. Francis School of Law. Before you explore these expectations, think for a second about feedback that you have received as a student or as a professional. Then think about feedback that was helpful and feedback that was unhelpful. What were characteristics of the feedback that determined whether or not it was helpful or unhelpful? All written assignments have an associated rubric that has been attached in the Blackboard LMS in clickable format. Clickable format means that the rubric is completed in line with the assignment submission within Blackboard. Rubrics are formative in nature because they provide a very transparent description of what criteria will be used for grading. If students review the rubric prior to completing the assignment, they will better understand the expectations. The criteria and the rating options for the criteria are defined. The faculty member can select the rating that best meets the quality of the work that the student has provided. Feedback can be provided in two different places on the rubric. It can be provided on the individual rating selected for each of the criteria, and it can also be provided at the bottom of the rubric. This slide identifies what is suggested to use each area for. While providing feedback in both places is not required, given the importance of giving quality feedback, we can agree that the more feedback that is provided, the better the opportunity is for improvement. This slide outlines the best practices that should guide you in the feedback that you provide. Remember that feedback should be formative, meaning that it helps form the student's learning, understanding, and skills. You as the practicing lawyer are given the responsibility of providing feedback which helps our students grow to be lawyers with the skills necessary to be successful in the 21st century. Thank you.